Chiefs-Packers Super Bowl, State Farm commercial. Interesting, young Padawans, because the Gematria Professor is here to show you exactly why you're on the right track. But you will be wrong if you're going to predict the Chiefs and the Packers to make it to the Super Bowl in the 100th anniversary of the NFL. It's not going to happen. However, it is going to happen down the road in the future. It all boils down to storylines. We've got Drew Brees beating Tom Brady in the Super Bowl this year. Yes, the Patriots are not in free fall. They're still going to make it. Yes, the Saints are going to get home field. They're going to beat the Niners in the next matchup. All you see is a bunch of guessing all season long with people changing the matchups and changing their predictions, but the only person making their predictions before the season that's still sticking with their original pick is me right now. I've been saying this throughout every single week of the season. I even guaranteed the Saints to win the Super Bowl when Teddy Bridgewater came down. And the people picking the 49ers, well, they didn't have the 49ers before the season started. They flip-flopped. They went with the 49ers. They bought the hype that the league was selling them. So this was a State Farm, what people are talking about with the Chiefs and the Packers, on the right track with that. Not differentiating between coincidence and valid tributes to the Super Bowl over at Miami, is that State Farm is going to be a corporate advertiser of a future Super Bowl. That is Super Bowl 57. The name of the site of the stadium for Super Bowl 57 is going to be State Farm Stadium. This is actually a clue that Aaron Rodgers and Patrick Mahomes are going to face off in a future Super Bowl over at State Farm Stadium. They would never put out a commercial in the same year of that particular Super Bowl, so they would never have two teams playing a Super Bowl and have a commercial that reveals a script right before the season starts. This is all supposed to throw you off. Buying into conspiracy. The Packers are not going to make it to the Super Bowl this year. The biggest clue with State Farm has to do with the corporate advertiser. State Farm. State Farm Stadium in Glendale. Andy Reid, having coached for the Packers before. Yes, that's a valid tribute. Andy Reid, being an assistant offensive line coach over at Northern Arizona University. This being the house of horrors for Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers. Glendale, Arizona, having lost to the Cardinals many, many times over the years. Over at that stadium, including twice in the playoffs. Super Bowl 57, February the 5th, between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Green Bay Packers. The State Farm commercial has everything to do with Super Bowl 57, not Super Bowl 54. It is all meant to throw you off. The commercial for that particular company and these two quarterbacks has everything to do with the stadium, with State Farm Stadium. That is your clue. Because the amount of time from the release of the commercial to that Super Bowl is 41 months and 3 years and 5 months. Now, the significance of 41 has everything to do with Super Bowl having gematria of 41. So this is not going to happen this year, the Chiefs and the Packers. I have not flip-flopped all season long. I have already released a video to that Super Bowl, and I am going to be linking the State Farm commercial at the end of this video. The Super Bowl over at the stadium with the naming rights to State Farm is going to feature Aaron Rodgers and Patrick Mahomes. And the date that State Farm was formed was on June the 7th. So this would be 100 years ever since State Farm's foundation that it would be hosting that Super Bowl. So remember that. State Farm and the date that it was founded, June the 7th, 1922. There's nothing much to add on to that date.